Hey guys, as you can see, today on Fix and Flip we're gonna be working on this PS4. I bought it for 70 euros on the reselling website. It came with one controller and a power cord. The person selling it said there was no image, and as you can see, the HDMI port is clearly broken. The first thing I'm going to do is try and turn it on and see if there is a white light. I will not be connecting the HDMI cable as I do not want to fry the encoder inside. If the pulsing blue light turns into a white light, we know that the PS4 is booting properly and that most probably there is no issues with the APU, and as you can see, that is the case. Now we can remove the screws in the back to disassemble the PS4. This will allow us to remove both the top and the bottom cover. I will start the disassembly process from the bottom as this will make it easier later. After removing the 5 screws holding it in, we can remove the power supply. When pulling it out, you have to be careful as to not rip out the power connector holding it in. Now I disconnected the other 2 connectors and the antenna for the controllers. Now that this is done, we can come back to the top side of the PS4. After removing all the screws as well as the hard drive, we can start removing the metal plate which will reveal the motherboard. Once that's done, we also need to disconnect the connector on the top right of your screen. That is the connector responsible for the fan. Now we can remove the motherboard from the PS4. Now I'm also going to remove the thermal paste from the APU as it needs to be replaced anyways and it's only gonna make the job more difficult. Before removing the connector, I made sure that all the traces are intact and covered the plastic connector next to the HDMI port with Kapton tape. The connector can now be removed by applying heat from the bottom of the board. I removed the remaining solder using a soldering pump and used isopropyl alcohol to clean all the flux from the board. After flipping the board, I wicked away all the unleaded solder and tinned the pads. And after cleaning away the old flux, the board is ready for the new HDMI connector. Once the connector is in and aligned, we can solder the pins and then flip the board again to solder the legs holding the connector in place. Once that was done, I finished cleaning the PS4 and applied new thermal paste before I put it back together. After putting everything back together except the top case, we can see that the PS4 boots up just fine, and after plugging the HDMI cable, we can see that it does display on the screen. After restarting and setting it up, I've run a bunch of tests and kept it on for around 16 hours. After putting it up on Facebook Marketplace, I managed to sell it for 108 euros. So to sum up, our budget was 80 euros, we bought the PlayStation with a single controller for 70 euros, we had one controller left from the previous video, we spent 10 euros on parts, we sold it for 180 euros, and our resulting profit was 100 euros. If you guys like the videos, subscribe to the channel, and if you guys like to see anything else getting fixed, let me know in the comments.